All right, so back to the Lakers, which we
Yes,
discussed
let's
at
talk about
length
the
on
Lakers.
Sunday. In the aftermath of that seismic Luka Doncic trade, one that everybody in the league is still talking about, the Lakers have taken a big step towards building out its post-Anthony Davis front court. LA acquired Mark Williams from the Charlotte Hornets in exchange for Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, a 2031 first-round pick, and a pick swap in 2030. Williams is averaging close to 16 points and 10 rebounds per game for Charlotte. He's only playing 25 minutes per game. His per 36 numbers are outstanding. But he has been plagued by injury issues, played just 43 games as a rookie, 19 last season, just 23 in this one. That is a big red flag. Your thoughts on this latest Lakers roster move?
First of all, the Hornets called them. So this makes two teams now who have basically walked in to the trading arena and said to Rob Pelinka, "Hi, would you like us to make your team better? We'd like to help you make your team better." I can see why NBA fans around the league of other teams are getting pretty frustrated about this. And yeah, I mean, look, best available. This is who they're going to get that they needed. He has a tremendous amount of upside. Age-wise, he's on the right timeline with Luka Doncic. He's 23 years old. As you note, had those injury issues. I believe that of the 211 possible games in his NBA career so far, he's missed 105 of them. So that is a potential issue, as you note. Also, his rim protection. It's not the strength of his game. I believe that according to Second Spectrum, when he's the primary defender, opponents have made 68% of their attempts within 5 feet of the rim. So that's a number that obviously JJ will be working on with him. So he doesn't replace Anthony Davis in that way. But as Rob Pelinka said in his press conference here in the LA the other day, he said, "I can't wave a magic wand and have a championship big man just walk into the team." Now, he did wave a magic wand and get a Luka Doncic, so it's not impossible to think that he could do that. But that's not what happened here. What happened here is they got a little bit better in a place they absolutely had to. They got a prospect that they feel like they can work with for years to come. And as I say, he's on the Luka timeline. Although, Chris, I don't know about you. This was a week full of memes, right? The funniest meme I saw all week is, now the Lakers have to figure out just long term how they're going to build LeBron when Luka starts to wind down his career.
Yeah, because LeBron in his early 50s will be still out there. The best app for your big game party is actually on your phone. It's called Underdog. Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the big game, which players are going off and which ones are ice cold. Make your entries in just a few taps. With their pick'em game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. I'm talking yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and more. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from, and you can cook up some entries for a shot to win real cash prizes while you watch the big game. Every dog deserves a second chance, and with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. I've been enjoying using Underdog this season, and for the big game, I'm looking at Travis Kelce catching higher than 5 passes and picking Saquon Barkley rushing for lower than 2 touchdowns. Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with the promo code MMQB, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code MMQB. Must be 18 years or older, 19 years or older, Alabama, Nebraska, 19 years or older in Colorado for some games, 21 years or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line, 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. I like this deal for the Lakers with some reservations. I mean, offensively, it makes a ton of sense. Like they basically took a page out of the Dallas Mavericks playbook and got this long, springy 5-man who's going to catch lobs from Luka. Like that's what Derek Lively did. That's what Daniel Gafford did. That's the kind of guy that thrives offensively opposite Luka Doncic. I do have questions about him defensively. I think he's a decent rim protector off ball. He's averaging like a block and change per game, per 36 is close to 2. I was looking at his contests, he's right there next to Rudy Gobert and Anthony Davis and Victor Wembanyama, around 10 contests per game. So he's going after shots. So that's a plus when you've got guys in that Laker, backcourt that are going to get beat. So at least you've got some weak side help there. But he's not a good on-ball defender. Last couple of weeks,
Yeah.
Some of the Charlotte games I've watched, and God help me, I've watched a few of them. Anthony Davis cooked him, when he played him a couple of weeks ago. Nikola Vucevic cooked him when they played him a few weeks before that. He's not a good on-ball defender. And, I just sent some texts out to some assistant coaches in Eastern Conference kind of asking their take on it. And, the thing they say are like, great rebounder, will go for blocks when he's, in that area, but he doesn't have the highest of motors. That's kind of the knock on him right now. And when I hear that, Rachel, my mind goes to a current Laker. It goes to Christian Wood. It does. It goes to Christian Wood. Like, and you can say it's a stupid comparison. I'm sure some people watching or listening to this will, but go back and look at some of the numbers Christian Wood was putting up on these crappy teams that he was on. The crappy Houston team. He played with Luka and he, put up great numbers and he put up those numbers and nobody wanted to sign him, after that, that Dallas season. Like, that's another guy that has a whole bunch of physical tools, probably more offensively in the case of Wood than defensively, but he's got the length and the reach and all things. He averages a block per game for, right around the same number of blocks as Mark Williams. Like, are they getting Christian Wood 2.0? Because Mark Williams has not done diddly on a team that's even thought about contending for anything. Like, he's just been on bad teams for the last 3 years. He's played limited minutes. So, I mean, it would make me nervous if I'm the Lakers, having given up all that they gave up, giving up Dalton Knecht, giving up that 2031 first-round draft pick, a pick swap in 2030. Who knows what that's going to mean? I want to pour one out, though, for Dalton Knecht. You probably bought a nice place in Manhattan Beach and is now looking for real estate in downtown Charlotte. But like, they gave up a lot to get this guy. And I'm not sold yet that, he's a full-time starting center on a winning team.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many parts of that. First of all, Dalton Knecht, talk about Ferris Bueller, life moves at you fast. Here he is drafted to the LA Lakers. He's immediately treated like a hero. He's a fan favorite. The minute he walks in the door, he's hitting all these shots. He's playing with LeBron James. His jersey is going all over places. He's got great jersey sales, great nicknames, all this kind of stuff. Luka gets traded to his team. Oh my God, Mom, I'm going to play with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. I'm an LA Laker. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, actually, you have an entirely different future here. Sorry. I think pour one out is the least we can do for Dalton Knecht because his life has just taken a significant turn. I do think the amount that they gave up for Williams is something to think about. And probably the fact that they had that much to give up for Williams is one more indictment on the Dallas Mavericks. And I hate to pile on. I said to you the other night, we don't know everything clearly that Dallas knew about Luka. And for their reasoning, they thought that they had to deal him. I'm not sure there's any reason that they could come up with that would be good enough for me. Even all the stuff that's leaking out now about conditioning or other things, he's still, you and I were texting, he's still dropping 30 a night. I mean, imagine what he could do if he decided to eat a vegetable. I mean, I just think that there's no real reason to make this deal. But if you were going to make it, that they did not get more from the Lakers is so criminal. And that they did not open it up to other teams because they were scared of what? Bad reactions around the franchise? They've already got that. They're still dealing with that. If they were concerned that Luka wasn't going to be able to give a team an assurance he would sign there, well, he hasn't given that to the Lakers either. I mean, they still did the deal. So the idea that they did not, when you look at this haul that Charlotte got from Williams, and by the way, a haul only in the respect that the Mavericks could have had that. I just want you to think through, add up all of that, right? So add up Williams, add up, not Williams, add up Knecht, add up the pick, add up all of that Anthony Davis, add up the other pick. If you told me that Dallas got all of those for Luka Doncic, I would tell you that was a fair deal, right? The fact that they still had all of those assets to go trade for Williams, to me, just makes me even more angry if I'm a Dallas fan, frankly. That's one of my reactions to the Williams trade.
I would agree. The Mavericks helped the Lakers get Mark Williams. There's no doubt about that.
And by the way, in their conference, and that's the other thing to just talk about with all of this, is that whatever the Mavericks think that they are going to do with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, who, by the way, is not signed past this summer, so that's a whole nother question mark they're going to have, and Kyrie is getting older, et cetera, et cetera. But whatever they think they're going to do with these guys in the coming years, they now have a Lakers team they're going to have to face that is well improved because of them. And so the idea to deal within your conference at all and help that team continue to bolster its roster around Luka Doncic, this generational asset you just gave them, it's just mystifying to me. And I'm curious your take too in terms of the health of the NBA, because we talked at the beginning of the season, ratings went down 30%, still really weren't able to find their mojo through the course of the last couple months. NFL came in and had a very big day on Christmas. The NBA had good Christmas Day ratings, but the NFL's ratings were much, much better. And that was on a streaming service. The NBA now basically ruined Super Bowl week because everyone is talking only about the NBA this week. And everyone's like, oh man, Luka on the Lakers is going to be ratings box office for the coming years. I'm just curious what you think about that. The Lakers were always box office. The Lakers always get good ratings. And in fact, one of the NBA's ratings problems over the last 5 years is LeBron, or 7 years, is LeBron went from an Eastern Conference team to a Western Conference team that was already getting good ratings. So they had a real hole in terms of those early games and in drawing a fan to watch a team that wasn't already a team they're going to watch because it was the Lakers. Now you've had other guys go. Jimmy Butler went from East to West. I'm just curious what you think for like health of the NBA after this trade deadline.
I don't know. I can tell you the NBA loves it. They're not going to take a position on, a
Oh
trade
no.
itself, but, they love Luka Doncic on the Lakers. They think that's going to benefit them long term. Having one of the biggest, look, Rob Pelinka certainly made a lot of people's eyes roll when he made that big speech at the beginning of that presser about the biggest global star and the biggest global brand uniting to form, like, and now I'm just making stuff up, basketball Voltron out there, like, just to, create
He's
this
not wrong
union.
though, is he?
No, he's not wrong. And and the NBA loves it. Right? They love it because now they have this global superstar on their biggest and most noteworthy team. So I do agree it creates a different layer of problems, and the NBA has certainly done everything it can to spread the wealth around in the NBA. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do if Nico Harrison wakes up in early January and says, you know what, I think we have a better chance to win short term with Anthony Davis? I would point out too, like the more, scouts I talk to say like he might not be wrong about how good they can be this year, right? Like if they get Dark Lively back and all these guys come back healthy, like, and AD clicks right away, like that could be a really good team. Like they're a balanced team that could have some success. But the roll of the dice is like one of these guys gets hurt. It doesn't go, they get a bad matchup, and all of a sudden you're 2 years into this with an aging and broken down stars, and you're watching Luka at age 27, 28, just light the league on fire in Los Angeles. Like there's your massive risk there.